How's it going, everyone? My name is Bongo, and this is my YouTube account where I make videos. Where I say I'm gonna make videos every week, and I end up making them once a month. So um, this is we've actually been on a bit of a roll recently. We made probably around three in the past week, I want to say. So look, we're on a roll. Things are heating up over here on the YouTube channel. Um, but if you know me from Twitter, I also do YouTube videos. I'm trying to keep, trying to keep them a bit relaxed and low key, and put them out there into the world, and people can consume it at their own time. But today we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about Bitcoin and how I see Bitcoin and how I feel that will have larger implications on the rest of the space, right? So Bitcoin's had this really impressive rally since we've had the bottom here around 16 to 15,000. We're up a lot since then. Well, we might as well have a look together. We're up 150% pretty much since we put that low in around November 2022. So I think it's important. We've had a really important level that Bitcoin's taken out, and we'll put it loosely on the charts here. This is what I'm seeing, okay? So with Bitcoin, we had this impressive rally. We had this rejection here, going back down to 24. Had this another push up, had a few wicks, rejected here, and then we had another push, and then we managed to push through this support resistance block. Now you can see every time it's hit it, we had this push up here at the last cycle. Then we had the wicks down, and then we had another push up to all-time highs at the time. Once we had the all-time highs cooled off, we had the rejection all the way back to around the 30k level. We had a wicks, all these wicks here. We found support in the same area as we did here. Push up, new all-time highs, then we came back down, and when we finally took out this level here, we went much lower, and then you see the response from the bottom there. So the fact that Bitcoin has taken out this level here is very impressive. It's very impressive. Now, I've always been of the opinion that, the larger macro themes are going to outweigh the halving cycle. Is going to outweigh. It's going to kind of change the 4-year cycle narrative that Bitcoin has. But so far, we're pretty much on track. And we'll see here. So we'll try and make it a little bit clearer, okay? So we'll draw these on. So we had a high here. We made a high. So we won't count that one. So we had a high here, and then we had a little pullback. Then we made a higher high. So this is the high, made a higher high here. We went higher. Then we actually went higher again. So we pushed back again, then we went higher one more time. And now, once we're up to around 37k, pushed on to 38k, we've made another higher high. This is very, very nice structure, and stuff you want to see when you want to see a market go higher. So here we put in the lows at 15k. Then we had this pretty impressive wick, this candle, nice hammer here. Then we had a higher low. So we put a higher low, right? I'm just saying this because there might be people who are new to trading, and I just want to explain it properly, okay? If you're an expert in trading, you might be looking at this going, okay, mate, we get it. So we had the low here, market trended up, we put in a higher low, the market trended up more, we put in another higher low, then the market trended up, and very slightly, look, very, very slightly, we put in a higher low once again, and then the market's trended upwards. So this is a nice structure. So it means that the market is trending higher, right? So let's zoom in a little bit here. So what we don't want to see, okay, what I would like to see, and this is what I feel like, as long as we stick above this support resistance zone, I think everything's good. I think as long as we stick above this support resistance zone, we are likely to see a pullback at some point, just like we saw a pullback after this move, a pullback after this move, and then a pullback after this move. We're likely to see a pullback after such a large move. We've gone up $10,000 here. So the market is likely to have a pullback at some point. Maybe we have another leg up, but we are going to have a pullback somewhere. If it is from here, what I would like to see is a pullback to low 30s, and I would like to use this block here that we had as resistance for such a long time, and we turn it into support now. Okay, so we have this block, and then we have the push up and we go higher. That's what I would like to see, and I think that would be incredibly healthy if Bitcoin was to do that. It would have implications on the rest of the market. The market would most likely pull back with it, but I think that would be incredibly healthy for Bitcoin. And what that would mean is, once again, we would put in another higher low, and we would put in another higher high. So it would be incredibly healthy. We'd keep this nice structure going, and it would be happy days for all, right? What we don't want to see, and this is what I think we need to look out for, okay? If we pull back, say we get a nice little bounce, but we pull back deeper, this is something that turns into a problem, okay? We pull back deeper. Say we get this kind of structure, okay? We have this pullback to this level. I'm sure we'll have a reaction at some point if we did get down to here. We have a reaction, but if we manage to break this level, we hit back into the lower or the higher 20s. All of a sudden, this area that we broke through will now turn back into resistance, which is exactly what we do not want to see, right? Because at this point, if you broke through that structure, all of a sudden, this becomes a lower high. Okay, we had a high, a higher high, a higher high, a higher high, a higher high, and we broke down, and then the next high is not higher, it's now lower, which would mean this trend here is kind of broken, right? And then that would probably have implications where we'd probably go a lot lower if we was to reject off this area, and then all of a sudden you're putting in another lower low. So they're the scenarios. This area here is very important. It's very important. It's almost the difference between, is this a bear market rally or is this the start of a new bull market? Okay. Now, if this trend was to continue, we was to turn this area into support, we was to go higher, then to me, this is the start of the bull market. And it's only a matter of time before you start taking out these resistance levels and work your way higher. 4-year cycle, the halvening, all of that bullshit, ETFs come online, let's all go, take your clothes off, party on the beach, right? But if we was to break down from this block and it was to turn back into resistance, to me, this was nothing more than a very impressive bear market rally. But some of the best rallies in all of markets, across all markets, are bear market rallies. So that's the difference. This is why this block to me is very important. It's basically 30k. If we can hold on to 30k, then to me, bull market. Let's go. We've got the structure there. We can keep going. Great. If we break down from 30k, 32, 30k is the zone. If we break down from that and we start putting in lower highs, lower lows, then it doesn't look so good anymore. So I think it's important. I think the next couple of months going into the start of next year is going to be very important. But we have some catalysts. You know, the SEC has to make their decisions on the ETFs, and we do have the halvening. So it's going to be interesting. I do think that the only problem that I see is I don't think macro is going to hold up as well. I've always said that crypto, if they stand any run, any chance, sorry, of having a bull run, I do think we're going to have to somewhat decouple from the macro themes, because I know there's two sides to it, and a lot of people think, nope, it's just a matter of time, liquidity's coming back in, bish bash bosh, new all-time highs, let's go. I don't think it's that easy, and I do think that the economy is going to catch up to everyone. So the state of the economy, I should say, and all the rate hikes, etc., etc. So I do think that at some point, the S&P stocks, equities, the larger macro traditional markets are going to see some form of a pullback. It's going to be up to Bitcoin to see whether they can decouple from that. But I might be wrong. That we might get that liquidity injection. I'm positioned both ways, as I've said in previous videos. So I'm okay. I hope I'm wrong, because if I'm wrong, I make a lot more money. If I'm right, then all it does is really give us better buying opportunities on a few things. So I hope that I'm wrong in that regard, because I would like to see this, have this nice support here. We see a higher high, and then we start working our way up back to all-time highs, and then all of a sudden, fuck it, we're in price discovery, we're up to 100k, and then look, I could just keep doing this. Oh no, I can't. So who's to say what's going to happen? But what I think is important for the next period, keeping an eye on this support resistance zone. I think that's all I'm focusing on right now, and I think all of these projects, and every project you're in, every project that I'm in, is going to be largely affected by what Bitcoin does over this next period. So worth keeping an eye on. Just wanted to make a little video talking about that, and I'm going to go have a bath. Actually, I'm a shower guy, but it's really cold now, and I like sitting in my own filth, keeping warm. So I think I might go have a bath. So that's a nice image to leave you with. I'll speak to you all soon. Have a good one, and yeah, bye.